This week on A Year on a Plot, apart from a new addition which you will see, we do a bit of weeding, a bit of planting out and a bit of tying up. Hope you enjoy it. Next one is the petit pois. Dug a trench, going to get the guttering out of the greenhouse and pop a row of petit pois in next to the other piece. Here we go, give the peas a good soaking in the guttering, because this will actually make it easier to come out. And what I'm going to do is see if I can get it out a little bit easier than Phil managed with the last row of peas. Okay, not as many successful plants in that piece of guttering, but there's still a lot of peas in the soil that we've put in there, so hopefully the gaps will get filled up once they germinate, now the weather's that much better. In the legume bed there where we popped the petit pois in, you'll notice that we put some canes in and put 2 lots of climbing beans in that I think they went in about the 28th of April in the greenhouse, and they're now planted out. That's sultana and fire tongue. Next job is to get in the greenhouse and get some of the brassicas out and planted out, as the time is right for them. Fortunately we have an addition to the plot, which is the new brassica cage that we've just built. As usual, we've got some inconsiderate person cutting the grass, so there's a bit of noise in the background. But I've had a look around the greenhouse. We've got sprouts, Savoy cabbage, more sprouts, more cabbage. The only one I'm going to put out today is the Reuben sprouts. I've firmed the ground up a bit because they need good firm ground, and we just topped up that raised bed so it's fairly loose soil. Put a plank on it, walked over it, and I've walked over it with my feet. Just going to stick a row of Reuben sprouts out. They're going to take quite some time to get established, so we'll get a row in the ground, and then maybe next video or the one after we'll put some of the cabbages out. Most of the books will tell you to plant these things 2.5–3 feet apart, but I'm quite happy with planting about 18 inches apart. I don't want to go mad. I've picked out 5 nice plants. Can't find my dibber, so I'm just going to remove the stones, make a hole, pop the plant in, and put it in really firmly, because that's how these things like it. That's all we're going to do. Get them in the ground nice and firmly. Sweet peas have been in this feature for quite some time. I've not really been paying attention to them, and they're actually starting to creep across the feature rather than climb the canes. The problem with that is we've had quite a bit of rain, and there's a chance that they'll end up rotting if they're lying on the soil. So what I'm going to do, I've just got a length of wire, just clip off a couple of inches, and just loosely tell them where I want them to go. I'll put a little bit of the wire onto the cane, the sweet pea attached. Simple little task. Just gives them a bit of encouragement. There we go. Simple little piece of wire, and they're now pointing in the direction I want them to point, and hopefully they'll start climbing the canes. I could have sworn Phil said he'd finished the weeding. As you can see, one of the beds isn't done. The reason this hasn't been done is this is the asparagus bed, and it has to be hand weeded. So we'll perhaps give you a before and after view of this one as we crack on round the plot. Well, that took longer than expected, but you can now actually see the asparagus. Still, most of it is far too young to be cut, so it's just going to die on the vine, and then we'll cover it all again in a mulch. All in all, quite a successful day. We've got some brassicas started going in, beans, asparagus bed has been hand weeded. We've got the peas in. The only disappointing thing, you may have seen it on our Facebook page, that the radishes that were in the grow bag in the greenhouse have been attacked by a snail. The snail's no longer going to be attacking anything, but we've lost the radishes. Fortunately, we've got some in the ground that, as you saw in the last video, are right for picking and eating now, and they're nice and fiery. Catch up with you soon.